We say supermarket workers are essential, but Oxfam asks if they're being treated that way. A new analysis of U.S. supermarket chains' formal policies for their workers, which was put into effect during COVID-19, was released earlier this month by the nonprofit group Oxfam, who works to end injustice of poverty. The analysis shows that retailers need to improve their own policies. The past few months is the first time in many of our lives that we've experienced empty shelves in our supermarkets. And as a result, much attention has been focused on our grocery workers and how much we depend on them. As a result, we've seen grocery chains temporarily boost their hourly wages, give them bonus pay, and other organizations showcase them and thank them in their TV ads and in-store. Texas retailer H-E-B announced Texas Proud Pay, the largest wage increase in the company's history on a permanent basis. Many shoppers, also for the first time, are taking the time out to say thank you to these workers. All this would seem to have those who work in supermarkets smiling from ear to ear. But the Oxfam analysis portrays a very different picture. As a result of their analysis, Oxfam is calling on supermarket chains to adopt a fundamentally new worker-focused corporate policy that ensures that workers can exercise their voice and influence decisions that impact and protect their lives along with customers. The nonprofit's analysis looked at the 5 key areas that they felt were most important: paid sick leave, hazard pay, protective gear, engagement with workers and worker representatives, and gender and dependent care. Oxfam worked with labor unions and others to identify the gaps between each company's stated policies and implementation. They also reached out to each of the companies they analyzed for comment. Of the 5 companies analyzed, only Albertsons, Kroger, and Walmart offered responses. Costco and Whole Foods Amazon did not respond. It is important to note that there are also many regional and smaller grocery chains and independent grocers that were not analyzed that have differing policies that are not included in the report. There is no doubt, as Oxfam reports, that during the pandemic, grocers have seen huge increases in their sales and profits, as shoppers hoarded everything from frozen pizza and canned foods to toilet paper. Oxfam argues that the essential workers, often low-wage workers, should also benefit from the increase. In some cases, record sales and earnings. The entire financial picture has yet to be seen, since the added costs of signage, plexiglass shields, increased sanitation procedures on everything from check stand belts to electrostatic cleaning of shopping carts, the shorter hours of operation, some cases having to add guards to enforce face mask wearing, and even the expense of store closures due to looting is calculated. Now, that doesn't mean that these frontline workers should be ignored or taken advantage of. They should be paid fairly, have paid sick time during and after the pandemic is over, and be treated as we proclaim them, as essential workers. Oxfam has once again opened our eyes. However, their report highlights just 5 chains, albeit the largest ones with the most market share that serve the most shoppers in the U.S. But also, let's remember, there are almost 40,000 supermarkets in the nation, and many of them have good principles and practices and are doing the right thing for their workers.